Hi everyone, this tutorial is on the Venus flytrap prop that I made from my poison ivy costume. I started by sketching out a pattern on some newspaper and then cutting this out of EVA foam. Then I took my Dremel with a sanding bit and I sanded out the inside to get more of a 3D effect. Make sure to wear a dust mask and some safety goggles. I went back to the edges to get off the texture and then rounded all the edges. Then I heat sealed both the front and the back with my heat gun. I also used my heat gun to get it roughly in the shape that I want. I couldn't get it as round as I wanted, so I cut out this little V shape and then glued it back together with some super glue. I seal my foam with art medium because it stays flexible and it's quite cheap. And I already pre-mixed my paint in it so I don't have to paint as much afterwards. For the paint job I just use a bunch of different colors and layer these. I also put a bit of black around the edges to give it a bit more depth. Next I took a bunch of wires and twisted these together and then coated it all with some aluminum foil to get the shape that I wanted. For the thin fines that wrap around my body, I used the same method of wire, but instead of using aluminum foil, I just put some painter's tape around it and then painted all green. And this is the shape that I ended up with. Before I paint the back, I use a bunch of hot glue to glue down my stem. To get a bit more texture, for the last layer of paint, I dab it on with a sponge. Because my flower was a bit too heavy for the stem, I went back in and wrapped it in a lot more wire. And then went back in with a layer of painter's tape and painted it green again. Then I'm using polymorph or friendly plastic to make the teeth. So you just put it in some hot water to heat it up and it becomes pliable. And then I take a little bit and put it down on my table and then just roll it around on one side with my finger until I get a nice pointy edge. If it cools down too quickly and it's not pliable anymore, you can just put it back in the water or part of it back in the water to heat it back up and you can work with it again. Then I just sand off a bit of the paint. Put some super glue on this part and just press in the teeth. To make the teeth look a bit more old and creepy, I went in with some yellow paint and then layer of brown. And then dab most of it off again. I attach my flower with some shoelaces. I have one piece right here at the shoulder seam and then one longer piece around the bottom of my stem. And I just make a knot around it and it stayed in place all day. And that's it. A pretty cool prop for your poison ivy cosplay. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, you can subscribe to my channel. And you can check out more pictures of this costume on my Facebook and Instagram.